Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. On Thursday, the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, inaugurated a committee on National Coalition Center appointing INEC National Commissioner Amina Zachary as the chairperson. Some of the opposition political parties, including the People's Democratic Party, have rejected the appointment of Zachary as the chairperson of the committee, claiming that she is President Muhammadu Buhari's niece and should therefore not be one of the key players, no matter the capacity, during the upcoming elections. Joining us now to speak on this and several headline issues in relation to the upcoming elections is Alhaji Buba Galadima, spokesperson of the Atiku Campaign Organization. Good morning, Alhaji. Thank you for joining us. First of all, I noticed that you're wearing an APC shirt. Would you care to clarify the position, seeing as you're Atiku's campaign spokesman and you're wearing an APC shirt?
Well, Ijeoma, I want to tell you that I'm a bona fide member of the APC, not only a bona fide, the authentic national chairman of the reformed All Progressives Congress. And those ones that you see are only usurpers whose elections are being challenged in a court of law. As you know, I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of the APC and a member of its national caucus. Of course, one of the 9 signatories that formed the APC. So, but we have a memorandum of understanding with the PDP and other 60 political parties to really work together and bring about a change of government in Nigeria through the ballot box. And I'm the Deputy National Chairman of the Coalition of United Political Parties, as well as the Chairman of the RAPC.
All right, Alhaji Galadima.
Of course, one of the spokesmen of the Atiku Presidential Campaign Organization.
Alhaji Galadima, now, as we actually move it on, you've actually said you are one of the founder members of the APC, but yet you're supporting your rival. And as a matter of fact, not just supporting, you're actually helping push his agenda to become president. Is that not bordering on anti-party activities or a little bit of confusion here on your own part? Because you seem to be saying you are with the APC, but yet you are with the Atiku Campaign Organization. What is the case? What's really the case? And what's really going on here?
What that goes to tell me is that you are not a lawyer, nor are you a politician or a Democrat. Every Nigerian, irrespective of political party, affiliation, religion, or ethnic identity, has got the right to support any candidate of his choice. And that is also allowed by the Electoral Law 2010. Therefore, it wouldn't be an anti-party activities. If I'm doing anti-party activities, let the APC speak for themselves and try to take me to court or sack me or dismiss me or whatever they ought to do.
Alhaji Galadima, you just mentioned that you're one of the spokespersons of the Atiku campaign, which has been an issue recently, and there has been no serious clarification. There seems to be a lot of spokesperson for the Atiku campaign. What exactly is going on? Why do you have so many spokespersons for the campaign?
Well, the more the merrier, as you know, Ijeoma, and we are 8 for now. We hope we could be more than that, because as I'm appearing on Arise TV today, somebody else may be appearing on another television. So you see that a concurrent of ideas will be built up, and we will be shooting from all angles and from all directions, instead of only one man, because 2 heads are better than one.
Alhaji Galadima, can we have your comments on the appointment of Amina Zachary as the head of INEC's Coalition Committee?
Well, let me say that I know Hajia Amina Zachary for a long time, a very gentle, unassuming lady with impeccable family background, and I'm just not happy that the INEC and the government or her relations in government are trying to drag the good name of her family and that of herself into the mud. If I were her, I wouldn't have accepted such a sensitive appointment. because the whole issue is the issue of perception. Everybody believes that she is so close to the president through marriage and whatnot. Therefore, whatever she does, if it becomes contrary to the people's thinking, it will be misread. And as you know, that Hajia Amina Zakari was one of the people that was left behind by the Jega Electoral Commission team. And she was appointed the acting chairman of INEC. And there was a huge uproar by Nigerians that she had some blood relations with the president. She can't be the chairman of INEC, even though that was the intention of Mr. President. He had to succumb to pressure and removed her, but still maintained her as his point person in INEC, or as his communication person, or as a bridge between his government and INEC. Therefore, any appointment into any, of course, we would also remember that she was appointed, she was head of the INEC IT team. Also, that one, she came under pressure and under criticisms. The chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, had to remove her and took her to the welfare department of INEC. I thought she could have saved her name and her image and that of her family by remaining at the sidelines of INEC. But accepting this sensitive position, definitely it will not augur well for her name, for her image and that of her family, and also the credibility of the election. Nobody is going to accept any results being announced by Hajia Amina Zakari because of her relationship with a lot of people in government. So many of them, which I wouldn't really want to mention. And of course, her relationship with Mr. President. Therefore, this is the highest grade of insensitivity that was displayed by the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and also that of government. I expect Hajia Amina Zakari to respectively ease herself of this position.
Alhaji, we are aware that political parties are meeting with the electoral umpire on Monday. But your party has held a press conference yesterday concerning this issue. The PDP seems to be making a lot of noise about this. Don't you think that the party of your candidate, rather, has been making a lot of noise about this? Don't you think that this is an issue you should take up when you meet with the electoral umpire on Monday? Or is it that you do not have any confidence and faith in INEC?
Well, Ijeoma, I want to first to correct you that we've not been making noise. We've been making issues. And it is not like making a mole out of, a hill out of a molehill. No. The issue is the reality on ground. And you can't wait because time is moving very, very fast. Very, very fast. CAP will be meeting very soon and strategize and come out. Maybe I will suggest during CUPP meeting that Nigerians have to come out. The issue is not about PDP. The issue is about free, fair, credible, transparent, and level playing ground. With somebody like Hajia Amina Zakari as a head of the election, what do you call it, result, whatever, there is no level playing ground for other aspirants. I'm coming. And in the first place, it was wrong for INEC to make such an appointment because it has been a tradition of INEC. When I was the national secretary of the CPC and when I was one of the key figures of the AMPP, we attended meetings with INEC. And whenever such sensitive issues are about to be unfolded to the Nigerian public, INEC consults the political parties, put it before the political parties, and they have a consensus. In this case, because they are running to rig the election. This is why the president has deliberately refused to sign the Electoral Act, because he knows that Nigerians are not with him, Nigerians will not vote for him, therefore, he doesn't want to use of technology to make sure that the elections are credible. Therefore, this is also part of the game to rig the election, because you have to have somebody very close to him that would be receiving results from the field and announcing them to the public. And of course, you know, the president will soon tell us that, or the APC would soon tell us that if we are not satisfied, we can go to court. If we are not satisfied with the results, after they might have declared themselves, we can go to court. Or if we come out to show anger and demonstrate, they can deploy security forces to kill as many people as they can. Just take, for example, Idioma, that people are being killed in Zamfara. People are being killed in Maiduguri, in Borno State. You cannot walk 3 kilometers outside Maiduguri town without an escort. But the police have got enough numbers of policemen to deploy to Senator Dino Malaya's house for over 1 week. Those number of police should have been deployed to a local government to save lives and properties of people in Zamfara State, or even on the roads to Abuja to stop kidnapping. But look at what is happening. These guys, you can't just wait. You can't just trust them. Therefore, whatever they do, you have to react immediately and tell the world. I was on a television program and said that the president was booed during budget presentation in the National Assembly because 90% of what the president was saying was untrue. Therefore, and people were booing him. That is parliamentary democracy. Those are things that are done on the floors of every every assembly in the whole world. But I came on the television to tell the world that they are already, the president's men were already compiling lists of people they are going to detain, they are going to incarcerate, and deal with. So as I said, I have been proved right. Now they have cycled the Senator Dino Malaya's home for the last 1 week. A whole battalion of police doing that instead of going to secure the lives and properties of Nigerians that are being attacked by bandits all over.
All right, Alhaji Galadima, I must actually say, just for clarity, of course, I've got Adesua, I know you can see us. I've got Adesua on my left and Tundu on my right. Just for clarity's sake, and not each of us. But in the bid to actually press it further today, it seems very untrue, like you said, because I must say that the President Muhammadu Buhari, still has a lot of cult following, especially in the north and several parts of this country. So you saying that he doesn't have any more, he doesn't have that much support anymore might not turn out to be exactly true. And again, he has a massive advantage, and that's the advantage of incumbency. He is the incumbent president going into the elections on February 16th. Certainly that will count for a whole lot.
Well, let me say that Adam Ashumale could not have described, couldn't have said better than what you have said campaigning for his party. At least you are trying, that you are assisting them. But you know as a fact that we had to put pressure on the president to even release the list of his campaign structure. Before, they don't matter, they don't need anybody, they don't need any Nigerian. Nigerian people do not matter as far as the APC are concerned, because all that they are looking for is to rig the election. That is what stopped the president from signing the Electoral Act. And now he is adding salt to an injury by bringing somebody that is close to him to be announcing election results. That is unacceptable. It will affect you, it will affect Nigerians, it will affect democracy, and if anything happens in Nigeria, I don't think our neighbors would be able to contain the influx of Nigerians, 200 million people. Therefore, it is in your own interest, in the interest of every Nigerian, that all perceptions leading to rigging of an election by the incumbent president will be ironed out peacefully and amicably and transparently. And I want to say that it is important for the world to know that these guys do not intend to conduct a free and fair election, because this appointment is only a follow-up to a build-up of what they want to do to rig the elections come February 16, 2019. We would not accept that. We would not accept that. We cannot sit idly and watch them bastardize and destroy our country. They should rather go. And it is the duty of not only the PDP or its presidential candidate, but it is the duty of every Nigerian to ensure that there is a transparent, free, fair, and level playing field for elections in Nigeria. Or else we will never see any good government. When the people don't have the power to vote for or to remove any government or to bring in any government, then the whole issue should be forgotten. We don't need to waste our time.
Alhaji, you cannot be more emphatic about your view that the president is planning to rig the upcoming elections. Do you have a plan in the event that he does? Because you've just referred to the treatment, according to you, given to those who merely booed him. What will his reaction to you be, considering the vitriol you have directed at him, being a former friend and ally? What if he does rig the election and emerges as the president? What is your plan?
Of course, I'm still a former friend. Ijeoma, I'm still a former friend. I'm still an ally because you see me wearing the RAPC. Hold on, Ijeoma. RAPC vest. But we principally disagree on principles because when we were working with President Muhammad Buhari from 2002 January to date, our idea is to build a strong institution, democratic institutions in Nigeria, such that nobody, irrespective of his class, creed, religion, ethnicity, or where he comes from, will be subjected to the same rules in the country. But what we see today is a complete diversion from our covenant with the Nigerian people, that the man is desperate. The APC are desperate. They have changed the Nigerian. They have stolen our commonwealth. They have used our money, our common money, to buy assets for themselves. They have enriched themselves. They are afraid to lose power. This is why they are desperate. They can do anything. They can arrest. They can incarcerate. They may even kill to remain in power. This is what we have to stand up and fight for right now before it becomes too late. These people will destroy the country. I am raising an alarm. They will destroy our country. They will destroy our country. They don't mean well for anybody. There is no single thing that this government led by General Muhammad Buhari has done to alleviate the suffering of the common man. Nothing, nothing on the ground. Let them show. Go to your village, Ijeoma. Tell me if there is anything that was put by this government that is worth 1 million naira.
Alhaji Galadima, again, this is Adesoa speaking to you. I have with me my co-anchors, Aaron and Tundu. But you have raised alarm again and again and allegations again and again. Do you have evidence to substantiate these claims that the President Muhammad Buhari-led administration plans to rig the 2019 election?
What further evidence do you need when there is an electoral act that was put together by the Attorney General of the Federation with INEC, a National Assembly, and INEC that is supposed to implement that electoral law had not come out to tell Nigerians that there are certain elements or sections of the Electoral Act which they cannot implement, and the president refuses to sign that electoral law, which has taken all our shortcomings, inadequacies of election into consideration. What further evidence do you need?
Okay, let me ask you, sorry, Aaron, let me jump in here. You also said Senator Dino Melaye has been incarcerated because he booed the president during budget presentation. Senator Melaye was not the only one who booed the president on that floor, but just for clarity's sake, the police says the senator has a case to answer.
So for the last 3.5 years, they didn't know that he has a case to answer until now, when it is approaching election in which he is a candidate, and they want to take that seat by all means. And it's because they feel that Senator Dino Melaye is so close to Senator Bukola Saraki, the Senate President, whom they want to remove by all means before the elections. That is why they thought that by removing Senator Dino Malaya from the scene, the Senate president will now be vulnerable, and they can now torpedo him, or they can invade the National Assembly without people like Senator Dino Malaya and uproot him and throw him out of the National Assembly. This is unacceptable. We have seen through them.
All right, Alhaji Buba Galadima, I must say that you've been making several inflammatory accusations without real evidence to actually back them, or concrete evidence to actually back them up. We've asked you questions about, for example, Senator Dino and several other key people. And you've also been one that said that the president does not have an ounce of integrity. And you said that if we go to Daura, for example, they've turned Daura to Dubai. Those were quotes from you. But do you have evidence to back out all these allegations you are actually making, or are they just mere figment of your own imagination?
In the first place, I said even Adam Soshumale, the national chairman of the APC, wouldn't have been talking for the APC as you are doing. That is on record, and it's proved now from what you are telling me. I have said so, that nobody should talk to me about integrity. I hope you've heard about how Keystone Bank was acquired. I hope you also heard about how 9 Mobile or Atisalat was acquired. Acquired by who? And with which fund? We know those who acquired these national assets or private assets were bankrupt.
Who are they? Can you mention names?
And you had just hold on.
Mention names and be specific.
You had also seen that we brought photographs to show the GRA Daura and who owns those houses. Go and find out. If the president has integrity, what I expect of him is to ask EFCC to go and investigate how Keystone was acquired, how Etisalat was acquired, and by who, with which fund, and where did those people get the funds from. Therefore, it is not a pick and choose when you are fighting corruption. When you are building integrity, it has to be all-encompassing. And for us, charity should begin at home. When you are accusing other people that they are corrupt, they are this, they are that, start showing from yourself. Let the president look around him. Have the faces of those people around him changed since he became president? How did they acquire the money to build houses and mansions? Go to Kaduna, any plot that is offered for sale is being bought by one person or the other close to Mr. President.
Alhaji Galadima, you cannot pick and choose when accusing people of corruption. This is true, but also your principal has had similar allegations leveled against him, specifically his conduct as the chairman of the National Council for Privatization during his sojourn as vice president of Nigeria, where controversies arose about the way government enterprises were disposed of to his cronies, including AP, African Petroleum, to a Delta State businessman who was a close associate of Atiku Abubakar, and also the mismanagement of PTDF funds, the Petroleum Trust Development Fund, which was linked to the acquisition of Glow's GSM license. All of these were allegations against your principal. Would you care to address these?
Well, correct. You said allegation. So you are right, Idioma, that it is an allegation. And you have also mentioned that his business his friends benefited from privatization. What you have failed to say is that whether Atiku benefited personally, whether Atiku has benefited from privatization. And if Atiku would assist somebody from Delta to acquire property, or assist somebody from Ijebu to become multi-billionaire, so Atiku is a good Nigerian. We like the kind of people like Atiku, of course, because he is assisting other Nigerians from all walks of life, from all sections of the country. But there has never been any trace by anybody that would say that Atiku privatized any national asset to himself. And if that is the case, Buhari is in power, he is in charge of the police, he's in charge of the EFCC, he's in charge of the ICPC. Why don't they charge Atiku to court? Why can't they? What is the investigation on Atiku? So all these are lies, absolute trash. They are giving a dog a bad name in order to hang it, because Atiku has become a threat to their continuous pilferage of the Nigerian nation. This is unacceptable. You cannot malign an innocent Nigerian simply because he's a threat that when you contest a free and fair election, you will lose to him. Let them lose election, and we go to market like they are sharing the so-called Abacha loot, $330 million without appropriation, without budget, without record. We will ask them to come and account or produce the addresses of those to whom they have given that money to. And of course, they only share 1 million naira and tell you they are sharing $1 million. This is unacceptable. This is the most corrupt government I have ever seen in my life.
Thank you, Alhaji, for that submission. It's time now for a short break.
We'll be back
with Alhaji Buba Galadima. Stay with us.